Hey guys again. Nearly time for me to go here. Have a shower, would be nice. Just thinking about, as I've mentioned yesterday and today, I used to be part of a church. Don't care about labels like that anymore, as I've shared with people. But one thing I did learn from the Christian teaching is about Christ said if we want the outside of the cup to be clean, we've got to clean the inside. I think we often understand that metaphor of cleaning up our act starts on the inside. True. The thing is, and that's regardless of how the mess got there. The thing is, it's all what's on the inside shows up on the outside. Our sense of love, connection, belonging, all those things. That's what I referred to in the last post about people who experience homelessness. They get taught that they don't belong, and that lie grows up and becomes, that seed turns into a tree and bears the fruit of the experience of homelessness. Anyway, why I mentioned that metaphor, the Christian teaching, is that one thing I like about Christ's teachings was he focused on what's inside us, rather than a facade that we project out into the world. Carl Jung, the wonderful psychotherapist, Freud's companion, who they fell out of affection with each other. But Carl Jung was brilliant. He had the term for our light and our shadow. Our shadows are whatever we run from in our lives, right? And our light is how the version of ourselves that we project out into the world that we want, how we want to be perceived. He was a brilliant human being, more than a psychotherapist. He taught that we need to embrace both our shadow and our light to become more authentic. That was a huge theme of his. It's interesting, somebody I met in Bairnsdale about a month ago told me that she knew a lot of Carl Jung stuff, amongst other stuff, including his contribution on human personalities, which Myers-Briggs have since developed further. But the thing was, she demonstrated, she only knew about Carl Jung's teaching. She didn't know any of it, but she demonstrated the very, probably the thing he's famous for the most, the shadow, projection. She spoke to me like I wasn't there, because I wasn't, didn't feel safe, showing up because of all the trauma I carried. She spoke to me like, how people used to talk to people with disabilities, like as if they're stupid, right? And the people with disabilities can't hear them. I was shocked to see people still act that way. Aren't we meant to be like wise or sophisticated or whatever? Anyway, she was like looking at me and talking to me like I was stupid. That was her projecting her own whatever that she was running from onto me. I was fully aware of what she was saying and all of that. Anyway, she didn't know Carl Jung stuff at all. She just knew about it. Not the same thing, hey? If you don't agree, tell me why. Let's have a chat. Enjoy your day. One more thing about the Christian thing, that focusing on the inner purity. And not getting into religious shit, but in terms of what's relevant, where was I going? Why would anyone settle for putting up a facade, that's not real? And I understand, like, when people need to protect themselves and survive, that's, we all understand that, right? That's a different thing when unsafe people are around. But when unsafe people project a facade that's actually not genuine and not safe, don't you think that's crazy? And that they deserve to be heard if they want to speak up. Like, as I've said all along, like, we all deserve that. It's a universal human right. We don't need to believe everything everyone says or agree with everything. That's not. We all know that. Let me know what you think. post in the comments. Take care, guys.